Mass deportation of illegals, for or against, and why?
For, because we wouldn't have to do the mass deportation if Biden didn't let so many into the country. And we're the only country that has to justify why we want to deport illegal immigrants. Yep. No other country, even Mexico, no other country is going to let you stay if you're illegal. It's like common sense. You know, if you're illegal, you're illegal. You have to go.
That's right.
And it really incentivizes people to come here illegally if they see millions of people do it and get away with it.
And in addition, getting a lot of free shit.
Exactly.
Like free hotels,
exactly.
Free food, free medical care.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you come?
Yeah, I know. I mean, and I've seen interviews where illegals are straight up saying that they came because they thought, you know, Biden told them to come.
Did you know that border crossings are down 95% under Trump?
Yes.
95%?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
We want justice! You say how?
Mexico, go back to Mexico. If you want Mexico, go back to Mexico. If you want Mexico, go back to Mexico. Now you're back.
If you're a criminal, you'll be deported. If you plan to enter the U.S. illegally, your chances of getting caught and sent back just went up. The actions I'm taking are not only lawful, they're the kinds of actions taken by every single Republican president and every single Democratic president for the past half-century. And to those members of Congress who question my authority to make our immigration system work better, or question the wisdom of me acting where Congress has failed, I have one answer. Pass a bill.
If necessary, we will mobilize, because we do not want taxes on the remittances sent by our fellow countrymen from the United States to Mexico.
Las mexicanas y los mexicanos que viven en Estados Unidos son hombres y mujeres de bien, son hombres honestos, que se fueron a Estados Unidos a buscar una mejor vida para ellos y para aportar a sus familias. No son criminales, son hombres y mujeres de bien, honestos. Tienen toda la solidaridad de su gobierno.
But the Mexican president saying that the people targeted by ICE are not criminals and that people in general should stand with Mexican nationals in the United States, I'd say it's a formal, or I should say I think it's a declaration of invasion. I mean, look, we can state the president that we expect decorum where the Mexican president says, I hereby declare invasion of the United States and sends out a flyer. But if a foreign president says my citizens in your country should be protected and are allowed to be there, that's declaring that you're telling your people to do this. If that is the case, that foreign nationals are being advocated for by the foreign nationals' government, and many of these people are flying Mexican flags, Trump's going to say, this is not local law enforcement. Marines are being dispatched because an invasive force is in our country, and that he would not need the Insurrection Act for.
Someone asked me if I support the protests that are going on in LA. I 100% do. Please keep going. Burn down your own backyard if you must. You know why? Because this right here is the greatest campaign ad that this side never had to pay for. Y'all motherfuckers out there in Los Angeles throwing a full-blown fucking tantrum. Like y'all just crawled out the Rio Grande, screaming death to America, in a country that gave you the fucking freedom to do that shit. You were born at Kaiser Permanente in Burbank. Stop it. You ain't El Chapo, you're Chris from Pasadena. You ain't cartel born. You were Target born with a Costco membership by age 5. Half you motherfuckers protesting ain't even Mexican. You're American with Mexican heritage. And a tattoo of the Virgin Mary you got on a Vegas bender. Don't get it twisted, I respect the heritage. But flying a foreign flag while shitting on the country that gave you the fucking freedom to do it, that's not pride. You don't even go to fucking Mexico unless it's for spring break in Cancun with a passport you got from the US government. And you won't go live there. Why? Because you like your DoorDash, your 7-Elevens, your air conditioning, and your freedom to scream dumb shit without a cartel rolling up on your motherfucking ass. And let's be honest, ain't nobody screaming death to Mexico while flying an American flag through Guadalajara. You know why? Because that's how you end up in a back alley, starring in Cartel TikTok Season 3. Meanwhile, the rest of America is sitting back watching you block freeways during rush hour, destroying businesses, wearing $300 fucking Jordans. screaming about injustice, in the city with the most social programs and diversity hires in the fucking country. Y'all are the political version of throwing a Molotov cocktail at a fucking Prius because you're mad about gas prices. So listen, I'm not mad you're passionate. I'm mad you're dumb. And your dumbass behavior is helping the other side more than a Trump rally in Texas with free brisket. Every time y'all riot, loot, tearing up your own shit, you're just birthing another red voter. So yeah, I support the protest. Keep fucking going. Keep flying flags of countries you ain't got the fucking balls to move to. And shitting on the system that literally gives you the right to shit on it.
We are going to fight for all Angelenos, regardless of when they got here, whether they have papers or not. We are a city of immigrants. And this impacts hundreds of thousands of Angelenos.
Flashback. Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today? Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today?
There's the American dream and the California dream. There's no Alabama dream. Eat your heart out, Texas, Tennessee, and Florida. This is California. The world looks to us to see that it's possible to live, advance, and prosper together across every conceivable difference. It's what makes this state great, that we don't tolerate that diversity as we once had, but we truly can look today and talk in terms of how we celebrate that diversity.
What's actually happening is they're buying voters. That's really what's happening. It's like a giant voter fraud scam. They're importing voters. It's easy to understand if you look at basic incentives. The basic incentive here is the more illegals that the Democrats can bring in, the more likely they are to win. So that's what they're going to do. That's what they have been doing, and it worked in California. California's supermajority Dem. And look at all the companies that are leaving California.
Yeah.
I mean, In-N-Out just announced they're leaving.
Yep.
Their headquarters leaving California.
They're moving to Tennessee.
I came here as a legal immigrant. If you broke the law of the United States, get your butt out. It's simple as that. Get your butt out. And let me say this to the American people. I am pissed when I see all of you sitting out here using politics and allowing your enemy to invade your country. I am hurt. I am scared. I'm an African. I came here just 2.5 years ago as a refugee. I was almost unalive in my country by my government. If the United States has not opened the door of asylums, I will not be here. Okay? We come here to seek refuge. But if motherfuckers think that they can use the privilege being given to us to destroy this country, I can assure you I am ready to pick up people and stand for America.
Who you telling, girl?
Hey,
girl. That's my sister, boy. That's my sister. Because I'm ready to.
Enough of this nonsense. And let me say this to the American people on this live. You guys are about 70 plus, 70, 80 plus people. Let me tell you, and to the LGBTQ, let me start with you guys who think in your mind that when you support people to burn down your capital, burn down your building, and then lifting up the flag of Mexico, that is invading.
Yep. That's right.
These in terms of war, when you raise the country of another flag in another sovereign nation, it means you have conquered. Fools, wake up. Your country is being invaded. LGBTQ will not be accepted in Africa, will not be accepted in the Middle East, will not be accepted in Asia. The damn place that you have is the United States.
Absolutely. My girl is on fire.
I want to say this to Black America. I want to say this to Black America. In as much you are Black, I am Black. We are of the same descent.
What's up, guys?
This is your country. This is your home. This is the
Martin
Luther King and the rest of the people fought to die.
And even those who were out of step with what we are advocating, peaceful protest, did not create any violence. Nobody was shot. Nobody was killed. Get it in your head. And so when martial law is called, what are you going to say? I missed the point. Don't miss the point, you all. Don't think that somehow, because they called out the National Guard, there was violence. There was no violence. I was on the street. I know. And I went from downtown detention back out into the community, talking to people what happened in Paramount, what happened in Compton, what happened in Inglewood. So, first of all, get it straight. And don't just rely on what you're being told or the few incidents that you saw.
Tomhoman, the border czar, said to me yesterday he did not rule out literally arresting you, nor Mayor Bass, if you interfere in his work. He said you hadn't yet.
He's a tough guy. Why doesn't he do that? He knows where to find me. But you know what? Lay your hands off 4-year-old girls that are trying to get educated. Lay your hands off these poor people. They're just trying to live their lives, man.
First of all, your comments are disgusting. I've served my country.
I've served my country
for 34 years.
I find your comments disgusting as well.
I've served my country for 34 years. And yes, I held a 5-year-old boy in my arms in back of that tractor trailer. I knelt down beside him and said a prayer for him because I knew what his last 30 minutes of his life were like. And I had a 5-year-old son at the time. What I've been trying to do my 34 years serving my nation is to save lives. So for you to sit there and insult my integrity and my love for my country and for children, that's why this whole thing needs to be fixed. And you're the member of Congress.
We agree on that.
Fix it.
We agree on that, but I disagree. But I also disagree with your characterization of immigrants as prone to criminality.
People for 3 decades on this.
Gentlemen, time has expired.
Trying to live their lives, paying their taxes, been here 10 years. The fear, the horror.
illegal immigrants and families of illegal immigrants. You have nobody to blame for your situation. The parties involved that you need to be taking your beef up with are the Democratic Party. Oh yes, they're the ones that allowed you to come into this country illegally, not knowing that you guys were used as political pawns for their game. They allowed you to cross the border unvetted. They gave you access to all the resources that were meant for citizens. And honestly, they gave you a false sense of hope. They got you believing that it was okay for you to just come here freely, illegally, without any repercussions. So don't blame Trump about this. And don't take it up with tomhoman. You have to take that shit up with the Democratic Party. That is the reason why all of your illegal family members are in a crisis right now. That's why they're getting separated from their families and they're facing deportation, is because the Democratic Party allowed this to happen. So that's the beef that you need to take it up with, not Trump. He's trying to enforce the law. He's trying to get things right. He's trying to rectify the border crisis that we've had for over 4 years. And he's doing a damn good job at that. So if you want to get angry at anybody, get mad at the Democrat Party, because they're the ones that allowed this shit to happen. But you guys are so much drawn into your Trump deranged syndrome and so stupid to see that you will use any chance and any opportunity to blame Trump for all your fuck-ups. I said what I said.
The hell is this guy? Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy. You know, I don't give a damn. But I care about my community. I care about this community.
Brian was forced to evacuate his home in Pasadena. And Brian, really, your area is coming into clarity now for just how much you've been through.
Yeah, Harris, I have to tell you, after seeing that press conference, I am flat out heartbroken and outraged. We are sick and tired in LA County of having liberal political leadership play Russian roulette with all of our lives. Look at that. Look at these images. This was preventable, Harris. I'm not saying it could have been stopped, but I looked on the news 3 days ago. I have a teenage daughter. You know, I'm a single parent. I've got a 9-month-old as well, with a nanny holed up in a hotel. 3 days ago, we see on the news, there are winds expected of 80 to 100 miles an hour, Harris. I looked at my teenage daughter, and I'm like, are you kidding me? That's hurricane force winds. Mm-hmm. What is our city, what is our county doing to try to help people understand what happens if these winds destroy our town and community? There was nobody on the TV out here in LA except Gavin Newsom doing his dog and pony show talking about what we're supposed to do when this happens. Nobody had done anything to remove soil and vegetation for the last year. Nobody tested the water pipes. This was not brain surgery. It was predicted. These winds were predicted. And don't believe Karen Bass when she says that an airplane with water could have saved lives in the Palisades. It's pipes. It's proper water. It's not diverting water for fish in California instead of saving human lives. You want to save human lives? Then do your job and have a plan in place. Harris, there was not an operational plan in place anywhere in LA County to help with this. And by the way, let's not just pick on Karen Bass. What about these LA County supervisors? They are powerful because I'm in LA County. Those supervisors, Harris, they show up at these press conferences after urban carnage, after kids have been murdered in LA County, and they try to tell you, oh, we're going to do this and that. What have they done to prevent it? We're sick and tired of this. It's inexcusable.
We are going to fight for all Angelenos, regardless of when they got here, whether they have papers or not. We are a city of immigrants, and this impacts hundreds of thousands of Angelenos.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today? Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today?
The hell are they doing? These guys need to grow up, they need to stop, and we need to push back. And I'm sorry to be so clear, but that kind of bloviating is exhausting. So Tom, arrest me. Let's go.
And what crime has he committed that would warrant his arrest? What crime has Governor Newsom committed?
A crime has he committed?
Yeah, to warrant his arrest, as you
I think his
suggested earlier.
primary crime is running for governor because he's done such a bad job. What he's done to that state is like what Biden did to this country. And that's pretty bad. It's the wrong philosophy. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants, many of them prisoners. They're taking up your health care. They're taking up your space in schools. They're taking up your hospital. And in many cases, they're criminals. And we have to do something about it. And we're doing something about it. I want to thank the incredible patriots of ICE and tomhoman, who has been incredible, and Kristi Noem, likewise incredible. The job they're doing. And it's like an unforced error. There was no reason for this.
Over 400 to 500 targets we were going after that were known members of gangs in L.A. that have been victimizing people for years, that Gavin Newsom has done absolutely nothing about, that Mayor Bass has done absolutely nothing about. Listen, I served with her in Congress before she was ever mayor, and she is a train wreck of a mayor now that is endorsing these kind of activities, has allowed her city to be completely devastated with crime, and now she's holding press conferences talking about the fact that people have the right to peacefully protest and that they're a city of immigrants. Well, they're not a city of immigrants. They're a city of criminals because she has protected them for so many years. And so we're coming in and doing what the president has said that he's going to do, and he's going to allow people to live in a safe community again. And we're going to use the authority that he has as president of the United States to conduct these operations. And the more that people conduct violence against law enforcement officers, boy, we're going to hit them back, and we're going to hit them back harder than we ever have before. And we conducted more operations today than we did the day before. And tomorrow we're going to double those efforts again. The more that they protest and commit acts of violence against law enforcement officers, the harder ICE is going to kind of come after them, because these people are patriots. These ICE officers are people who are fighting for their country, and I'm so proud of them. They've acted with dignity. They've acted with grace under stressful situations. And when they've been disrespected, they've responded appropriately under the law to make sure that they were treating every single individual the same and making sure that due process was followed and that they were doing their jobs. So this is an unfortunate situation that we see violence and instigators out there, but the President Trump is really dedicated to bringing peace again.
Go, go, go!
The next video is going to make your blood boil. A woman whose family was killed by illegal aliens tried to counter-protest peacefully. And watch what these peaceful protesters did to her. Yeah, it's horrible. Watch.
What? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Get the fuck People trying to get through. Watch out.
Tackle me, you stupid ass bitch.
Oh yeah, leader.
What? What's that gonna do? Nothing. You fucking immature ass.
You better back up.
What? What's up?
And the one guy just standing there smiling. Hey, he's like watching it all. He's just overjoyed with the footage he's collecting.
Hey, get out of here! Hey, get the fuck out of here! You're outnumbered!
But after hitting Nike and Adidas, they moved on to T-Mobile. Here's some more footage capturing the exact moment that they broke in. Listen to the fear in the bystanders' voices as businesses board up, terrified that they're next. Watch.
The dudes doing these street takeover things look scary. So they're, oh, I think they're looting that. Oh yeah, I think they're trying to get into that T-Mobile. Oh yeah, they are. They're breaking into this T-Mobile right here.
Meet you at the location in an older model white Toyota 4Runner. We'll direct the subject.
Oh shoot, they just got in.
5 years. Monitor comments. Discuss the incident.
They're looting this T-Mobile store. Dude, that's bad. Can you hear it?
Ambulance traffic pedestrian involved. Santa Monica, Gordon, code 3, incident 3776,
Yeah, this just got super sketch right here.
DUI involved. Manchester and Fordham. Code 2, incident 3731 and RD 1474. Unit time to identify.
Alright, first name and Broadway and first has been contained.
16, do you have a squad that can go in Broadway? Yeah.
Shoot, now they're shooting fireworks. Oh, damn. Damn. Oh, that's not good. And they're setting fires. All the trash cans are going up right now too. Oh shoot. Alright, I'm gonna try to leave some space in case we need to be out. It sounds like one of the Fed guys is over here to my left calling for tear gas.
Business owners watching their livelihoods destroyed while leaders do nothing. Here's another angle of the T-Mobile looting. Watch.
Hey, hold on, Teddy bear,
here's a smoking gun. LAPD Chief Jim McDonnell just revealed the truth about who's behind the chaos. These aren't concerned citizens. They are professional anarchists funded by dark money. Listen to his shocking admission. Watch.
But when I look at the people who are out there doing the violence, that's not the people that we see during the day who are legitimately out there exercising their First Amendment rights and to be able to express their feelings about the immigration enforcement issue. These are people who are all hooded up. They've got a hoodie on. They've got face masks on. They're people who do this all the time, get away with whatever they can, go out there, from one civil unrest situation to another, using the same or similar tactics frequently, and they are connected. Some would call them anarchists or by any other variety of names, but they're people that we run across routinely city to city, and this is what they do. So even more disgusting that many of the people who are doing this come in from other places just to hurt people and to cause havoc.
Of all the world leaders, I think I detest the president of Mexico the most. You know, we talk about the Chinese Communist Party, we talk about Russia, but honestly, do you want to hear a provocative statement? This woman is likely causing more havoc in America than Vladimir Putin ever has in the mainland of America. Oh, yeah, he had some Russian troll farms in Macedonia. I'm sorry, this woman, the president of Mexico, is talking about leading an uprising in the interior of America, and she's got a lot to work with because she has a lot of sleeper cells here. Has Mexico and the drug cartels declared war on America? It's a good question. We're so focused about Russia. This is 252. This is the president of Mexico. Do you know what she's against? She's against the big, beautiful bill. If Miss Steinbaum is against the big, beautiful bill, count me as an enthusiastic supporter. Because she knows the current composition of the American-Mexico economic relationship is parasitic in nature. Play cut 252.
If needed, we will definitely mobilize because we absolutely cannot accept any new taxes on remittances sent by our hardworking folks in the U.S. to their families back home in Mexico.
So taxing remittances is way overdue, far overdue, because remittances are the money payment that makes the cartel's financial model make sense. So the cartel will smuggle a family up from Mexico to come into America, and then they have to send a portion of the money to the cartels and a portion of the money to a foreign power. This is a president of a foreign power. She's not a governor of a state. She's the president of Mexico. The nerve of this person, of this woman. I think we need a 30% tax on remittances. Just crush it. Go super hard, 30%. She is meddling in our own country affairs. Meanwhile, here's what I will tell you. While D.C. is so worried about Vladimir Putin, he's the worst person ever. I guarantee you somebody in your neighborhood has died from a fentanyl overdose sourced from fentanyl from Mexico. I guarantee you somebody in your local area has had their house broken into because of the open borders brought to you by Steinbaum. You have to wonder, all this uprising that we are seeing, is the Mexican government behind this? Could be. Is the Mexican government pulling any strings? They got plenty of material to work with. 1 in 4 people in California were not born there. It's bad enough to have Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom being such problems, but sadly for us, there are problems. And maybe is it time to start taking out cartels? Is it time to start drone striking cartels? Is it time to start finding these meth and fentanyl facilities and just saying, all right, thanks, Steinbaum, thanks for playing. Boom, F-35 right on a cartel-run drug operation. I don't know, I'm just asking. She really wants this confrontation? Because the cartels in Mexico have done infinitely more harm to America than any of the foreign powers that we're supposed to care about. Now, I'm not looping Al-Qaeda into that, but Iraq, why did we invade Iraq when Mexico is poisoning our own people? It's because our leaders don't actually care about the well-being of America. They care about the war machine. If Russia deserves $200 billion for us to fight them, how much money should we use to fight the cartels? We've spent $200 billion of your money and my money going into deficit spending. And yet they are declaring insurrection against us. They're cheering it on and they're waving Mexican flags. They're waving foreign flags on U.S. soil. They're bragging and taunting you that they've taken over the American homeland. I think some missile strikes possibly on some cartel members and their homes might be appropriate. Oh, they don't like that kind of chatter? Because you guys are a conquered, crummy country. That's why. You guys are going after ICE. You're going after kill cops. You're saying F ICE, and you're saying going after and kill America. I'm telling you, you are going to wake up middle America in a way that Mexico has never seen. You do not, I'm going to warn you, Ms. Steinbaum, you do not want middle America on war footing, because there is a sleeping giant in this country that is ready to roar back against the cartels of the Mexican government. So you should sit this one out. We are pissed. You got no cards. You are a crummy third world country with a sad excuse of a nation. You are run by the Sinaloa drug cartel. You're run by a combination of warlords, thugs, and oligarchs. You got no cards to play. You are lucky that we don't have a 200% tariff on you right now. So you better calm down and pipe down and get your little Raza activists to shut up and put away those Mexican flags, or else you are not going to like what's going to happen in response.
This is wild. A mysterious black truck just passed out all of these expensive bionic face shields to protesters in LA, and the news caught it on camera. I zoomed in and found out this is the UVEX bionic shield. These are not cheap. They're around $45 to $65, and you can't just get them in bulk. But one place that sells them is Walmart. And why is that important? Because there's a new protest being promoted called No Kings on June 14th. And even celebrities like Chrissy Teigen are posting it. And it's in magazines and newspapers. And guess who's behind this message? Christy Walton. That's right, one of the billionaire heiresses, a part of the Walmart family. Now, I don't know why they would be behind that protest against President Trump, but remember, just less than 3 weeks ago, President Trump tweeted about the whole tariff situation, saying Walmart should stop trying to blame tariffs as the reason for raising prices throughout the chain. Walmart made billions of dollars of last year, far more than expected. Between Walmart and China, they should, as is said, eat the tariffs and not charge valued customers anything. I'll be watching, and so will your customers. So, is it possible that maybe the Walmart family didn't like that and now they're finding ways to make their voices heard? Or is this just a big coincidence? As always, let me know what you think about all of this down below.
The Kaipa came to play today. Go hard or go home.
Hey everyone, so take a listen to this Kamala clip and come right back.
Now they have pledged to carry out the largest deportation, a mass deportation in American history. Imagine what that would look like and what that would be.
So in this clip, Kamala is decrying the idea of a mass deportation plan. And for many people, the idea of mass deportation sounds callous and unfeeling, and may appear to be not representative of the generosity of Americans. Now, from my perspective, America is the most generous country by far. So to get people to the point where they are okay with mass deportation means something has fallen through the cracks. And the thing that has fallen through the cracks is the consent of the people. I remember when Hurricane Katrina hit in 2005, many people were displaced. And I remember Americans opening their homes, especially in Texas, to strangers who had been displaced by the hurricane in Louisiana. Many people opened their homes because of their own generosity, not because the government ordered them to. And every time there's a natural disaster in America or anywhere in the world, Americans rally together and show their generosity So to get Americans to the point where they're open to mass deportation, that tells you that the government did not seek the consent of the people in allowing the mass influx of immigrants, illegal immigrants in many cases. Imagine waking up in your town and seeing that the government overnight has dropped thousands of people onto your streets without any care on the pressure that puts on the infrastructure of the city. Imagine waking up and finding your community centers, your hotels, your schools overrun with migrants without your consent. This is how you manufacture hate. This is how you manufacture racism. This is how you manufacture bigotry. Because most people will not be okay with waking up in the morning and finding their home filled with strangers, placed there without their consent. So the question is, if the government and the Democrats who have allowed this understand that by doing this, by bringing in thousands of migrants without the consent of the people, they will engender dissatisfaction. Why are they doing it? Unless it is their plan to sow chaos. And then they turn around and accuse the people who have been displaced of being xenophobic. Americans are generous, but the generosity of Americans has never been due to government diktat or coercion. It has always been voluntary and genuine. The fastest way to create hate, the fastest way to turn people against their fellow man, is to force them into a corner. And over the last 3.5 years, Kamala Harris, the border czar, has forced Americans into a corner. And come November 5th, it is my hope that Americans pay her back by helping her pack her bags out of the White House, send her back home to California, so she can reap the consequences of the policy she has imposed on the rest of us.
Are hardworking, good people, and they're the backbone of our city, and they should have access to all the things that we have access to. And I just don't think they understand that it's a political pawn. I don't think they understand.
It's a political game.
This is not done for compassion and kindness.
No.
This is just done to ensure that it stays blue.
Correct.
Yeah, and it's essentially a bribery with your tax dollars.
Yes, this is why the Dems will not even deport criminals.
Yeah.
Because every criminal deported is a lost vote.